Welcome back, my dear students. In the last lecture, we learned how to actually create a really cool piece of code here with Herodoc to actually use strings, right? And use variables within strings and not escaping the values or anything like that. Pretty cool stuff. Now, what I want to do is actually create the next page. When we click on this product right here, I want this to take us to the single product page. All right. So it's gonna be a file named item.php. Some of you that took my PHP for Beginners course know how to do that. But before we do that, let's go ahead and maybe replace this with the dynamic picture. We don't have a dynamic picture yet, but we will in the future. So when we do create a function that's gonna insert the picture here, we can see it, right? So we want to change this and change the example, the product title, and change maybe the name of this button here. All right, we're not gonna do much here because this is my major focus, like I said before, to show you how to create the e-commerce site in a way that you will start processing payments with PayPal and then seeing those payments, those orders here in your back administration area. So this extra stuff, maybe like the slider and some of the caption things, those are little things that you could do by yourself if you want. Create another column called caption, and we might do that later. And if you want to insert caption here, you can, of course. So it's just a matter of making the column in the database. All right. And for the slider, just making the function to display this products in here. Very simple stuff, but I'm gonna leave that for the extra features. Right now, I just want to change the title and the picture and the name of that cart. So anyway, of that title, let's get the product. I'm just gonna copy this, and I'm gonna get the product title here. I'm in functions.php, by the way, and I'm also going to do the product image here. There we go, and let's just click enter. Beautiful, right? You don't see it now because we have the same image, but if we make a change in the database, you can see it. All right, let's actually, I'm not gonna do that, but let's put that $sign here real quick. So how can we put that $sign? Well, we can use an HTML entity, and I believe is ampersand 36. I went blank there for a minute. Pound semicolon. Hopefully that works. I don't know. Let's check it out. Enter. All right, that did not work. All right, we could figure out how this works. Let me just go ahead and say HTML entities and $sign. I think I passed the $sign somewhere, but it's ampersand. I know that for sure. Let's just say dollar. Let's just look it up. Ampersand 30. All right, that's not. Let's go. And this is, I'm showing you how to look for this stuff. $sign. You can do the arrow sign too. There we go. $sign is actually a little different than what I thought it would be. I don't use it much, as you can see. All right, enter, and now you can see the $sign right there. All right, of course you can put that before you display this. All right, but we got that there. We got the image, and we need the view cart. That this to change this real quick. Add to cart. Cart. There you go. Beautiful. Let's change that. All right, beautiful. And now when we click on this, I wanted to take us to that item.php page. So we need to change the href on this. And wow, this is a big URL here. All right, so I'm just gonna say item.php, and let's see how this works real quick. Enter. It takes us to that single page where we're gonna display our product. Now the problem with this is that we can't actually bring it here without an ID, because we need an ID for the specific product, right? All right. All right, but I have another thing in mind too, is that we want to be able to, well, let's just do this first. I'll tell you what I have in mind in the next lectures. It gets too long when I have something in mind. All right. So we're gonna say question mark here to send that parameter in the URL. It's gonna be a get request. And if you don't know what a get request is, I'm gonna show you right now. But you should know this because this is from the basics of PHP. All right. So ID question mark ID equals what? We're gonna send the ID. I'm gonna put the curly brackets and I'm gonna send the row product ID to that page. That's what I'm gonna do. And enter. All right. So let's actually go to home page. And if we put a mouse over, you can see the ID of that product down here, ID 1 and ID 2. All right. The thing is that we don't really want to send people when we click on this add to cart to that page, right? What we want to do is we want to add it to the cart, right? We want to add this to the cart, and when we click on this product, then we could go to that page. So in reality, this add to cart is not going to do that. All right. We need a link around the whole thumbnail box here, so when we click on it, it goes there. So let's see if we can put a link somewhere, or maybe on the picture itself. Let's put it on the picture, it's easier. So I just created a anchor tag here. I'm gonna wrap the whole picture around it. I'm gonna close it right here, and then I'm going to actually send this, have the same, I'm gonna copy this, the same href as I have on that add to cart. All right. And this add to cart, I'm going to change this href later, but I'm going to leave it like that now. And I'm going to click enter. And when I put my mouse over, you can see the little hand already. If I click on it, it's going to take me to that single page for a product with an ID request on top. So this is a get request. All right, you send those parameters and then we can catch it. All right, so that's all we're going to do on this lecture here. All right. And in the next lecture, we're going to continue building on this. Thank you so much for watching, and I see you in the next lecture.